Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. And in this video I'm gonna talk about JSON. And so basically JSON plays a very important role in the part of a developer's life. So what we are going to do here is that when we are dealing with any Flutter project, then we have to create a lot of models. So we have something like JSON serializable, which helps us in making those models. But even in that case, we have to make the class. And also, so if I'll just take you through to this JSON serializable, then you will see that you have to make a lot of classes, and then you have to maybe initialize all those members, or at least declare them, so that it can use those members to make the constructor for you, to make the methods for you. So that's the problem. So now to fix that, we have something like JSON model, which we are going to use in this particular video. So Flutter China community has been good so far, and they have created some good packages like do. So it's another package from them, which is JSON model. What it does is that it just runs a script using your local JSON file, and it creates a model for you. There are some challenges, there are some specific use cases, like when you are using nesting nesting data inside that JSON, or nesting objects. So in that scenario you have to be careful, you have to make separate files. That can be a problem, but it is still in very early stage, so we cannot ask for more. So right now what you have to do, if you want to play with it, you can open any Flutter project. You have to go to your pubspec.yml, and then you can add some dependencies here. So first dependency in that, so you can just add the dependency in dependency section. So first one would be JSON model, and I'm not specifying the version, so you can just check it out. I guess it is 0.0.2 as of now. Then you can use another package, which is build runner. It is needed because we want to run a script here, so that's why it is needed. So version, let's say 1.0.0. and then we have another package called JSON serializable. So I'm gonna give it a version number, which is 2.0.0. and if you want to use annotation to provide any JSON key, so if you have played with JSON serializable, then you know what I'm talking about, that how you can give JSON key and default values if you want to ignore them, and so those kind of things. So you can add in the dependency section JSON annotation as well. So it's totally your call if you want to add it. So now we are done with this part. Now if you want to do if you want to produce any kind of JSON, so first of all we should have some JSON. So as you can see, this is JSON placeholder site where you can get some dummy data. So let's say I copy this portion of this code, just this one. If you will see, this is a JSON where we have a user ID, title and body. Now I can paste this JSON by making a folder here. So what you have to do, you have to be in the root of your project, and you have to create a folder, and you have to name it JSONs. Of course you can name it differently, but then you have to specify the name in the command line. So there is a command for that, but for the time being, for the simplicity, I'll just make it JSONs. And here you have to create your file, the JSON file. So I can just call it, let's say, post. So post.json, and here I'll just paste that code which I just copied. So this is my JSON, which has a user ID, value 1, ID 1, title, body. Now I am done with this JSON. Now for creating the particular model from it, so you have to go to your terminal, and then you have to run a command. So let me just clear it first. So here you can run flutter packages pub run and JSON model. So, and when you will enter it, so it will create the script for you. It will do all the work by itself. You don't have to repeat, or you don't have to remember that script. So that's why they have made this package. And you'll see something like this, that it is failed to pre-compile JSON model. So there can be some issue with it. So just do one thing, just rerun it again to make sure that, yeah, so sometime it happens. So now you can see it is generating some script, and it took almost 1 second to do it. Now if you will see in the lib folder, you will have this models folder which I haven't created. It is created by this script, and here you will see we have three files. One is index.dart where it is just exporting post.dart, and now we have post.dart where we can see it is importing JSON annotation, and you can see we have a post class which I haven't created. It is just the name of the JSON file, and we can see user ID, title, body, and we also have this method from JSON to JSON, so we didn't have to do anything at all. And then we have post.g.dart, which is our serializable generator, where we can see what's happening is post from JSON and post to JSON. So this is what we could do. Now let's say if you want to specify that JSON key, so you can go to your post.json. Here you can add a JSON key if you want to generate that as well. So let's say I'm gonna name it JSON key. There is a parameter which is ignore. I can make it true, let's say, and then what I can do, I can just remove this and I can give it a name, let's say user. So that was the name, I guess. Let me just a user ID. So user ID. Now you can just rerun the command in the terminal here. So I'll just clear it first and let's run the command. It will not take that much time this time. First time it takes some time. Now you will see there are some changes in the post.dart. Now if I'll go there, I can see, oh, it's showing me this user ID, but it's not it's not in a right format. Oh, we have to use the type of it. So maybe we can go back in post.json. We can add here that it should be dynamic or whatever you want to add. Let's say we want to say it will be a dynamic, so we can say dynamic. And then if I'll just run this command again, it will do the scripting for me. Now if I'll go here, then you can see it is showing dynamic and it's fine now. So this is how you can specify JSON key if you want to. Now what we talked about is a normal JSON where we don't have any kind of nesting, but let's say it is this kind of JSON where we have a list. So we can see we have a list of items. The items are the same, but we know that we have a list. So in that case, what we can do, we will do to JSON's folder here. We will create another file here and we will name it posts.json. Now we know that it's gonna be a list. So first of all, I'll open the curly braces and I'll name it first of all. So there will be some posts. Now this list will be made by this post.json where we have 4 fields. So there will be multiple JSON objects with the same key and values. So here what I can do, I can just write something like first of all I have to mention that this $sign to show to ask whether it will be a list or it's another JSON file. So it will be a list. For list I will use this square brackets and then I'll name the JSON file so that the name is post. So what we are saying here that we want a list from the post.json and then we will add it to posts. So that's what we are saying. Now I'll go to my terminal and I'll run this command again, and then you will see that we have another change here. We have another file here which is post.dart, and here you can see we have list of posts. And now if I'll click the post here, then you can see it's the same post. Now we have post.g.dart as well. So this is how you can specify things. Now let's say here we have another parameter. Let's say after title we have, let's say, name, and inside name we have another JSON object. So first one is, let's say there is a first name, and we can just call it first name, and let's give it a name, let's say Pawan. And then we have another, let's say last name, and we can just call it Kumar. So this is fine. Now if I'll run this command and I'll try to produce this JSON, then things will not work properly because of some reason. So let's see what happens. So I have done this. Now if I'll go to post.dart, you will see in the name section I have this map of string and dynamic. So because I haven't specified what kind of data it is, there is some kind of nesting, so it does not know what is included after this curly brace. So that's why what you have to do, if you have nesting JSON, then you can create another file from here. Maybe you could name it name.json, and you will go to your post.json. You will just delete this portion of code from here, and you will paste it into the name.json. So this is first name and last name. Now in the post.json you have to mention same thing, $sign, to say that I'm just gonna pick from some other file, and you can just name it name. So it will select that from name.json. It is not a list, so that's why we are not using the square brackets. Now if I will run it, so you will see that it is creating another file here, name.dart. So but now if I'll go to post.dart, then you will see we have name and name, and if I'll click on name, then we have two strings, first name and last name. So that's how it will create different files for you. So I guess that is pretty easy. Still, it's still not very comfortable when you have a huge JSON, but for most of the time it will work pretty good. So that's about this video. I hope you enjoyed this. I'll upload this video on the GitHub, so you can just check it out. If you like this video, then just press the subscribe button to get future updates, and also the bell icon to get notified with every update. And also like the video if you actually enjoyed it, and share with your friends who are doing Flutter these days. And Flutter is so cool, we all know it. And keep watching for further videos. So thank you guys, and have a good day.